Hi, this is John, publisher of NOBAMAdotCOM. Welcome to our show. Today we're calling it, Is Barack Obama Worse for the Country Than Jimmy Carter? That's the title. Look for it on the website. There's a chart mentioned in my conversation here that you'll be able to see on the website only, of course, since I can't speak charts. Okay, for those of you who want to feel connected politically as we come of age, that first presidential vote means something. The idealism of childhood is so strong, even as we break into the voting age of 18. I remember my first presidential vote. I was born in 1961, so that means the presidential election year of 1980 was my first opportunity to cast a vote for president. I was thrilled to cast my vote for Jimmy Carter. All I cared about was his idealism, the utopian society that only a Democrat could bring. My parents were both members of the local media where I grew up, so I was used to hearing that Democrats were good and Republicans were evil. I really liked the Kool-Aid. Somewhere along the road, I began to see that things were not so cool in the country when the peanut farmer left office. While we did not have utopia, we did have some nasty problems remaining that caused by Jimmy Carter. First and foremost, inflation. I've got a chart on the site I really want you to go look at. It's actually a link to another page. Look at that. You're going to see it on the page where we discuss this content here. It was a crazy world back then, inflation-wise. You've got to see that. Carter totally mishandled Iran. This is another huge issue. Insisting on a political prisoner release in Iran and then having the country essentially crumble and fall after he left office was one of the biggest political blunders of his presidency, and nobody calls him on this. Well, guess what? If we did that in Saudi Arabia today, the same thing would happen again. The country would crumble and we'd lose another major ally. Okay, we're still painting a picture of the world as Jimmy Carter left office. The Soviet Union was stronger. We were all about reducing our nukes unilaterally. That's what the big surge was about back then. What if Jimmy Carter had had another term? What would have happened to the country? Would the Soviet Union still be in place as it was? Would the United States still have the strength it has now? Who knows? It seems that Carter was trying a strength through weakness approach. Let's fast forward today. I see the same euphoria that existed in 1976 for Jimmy Carter. I see that today. That 1976 euphoria is actually greater this time around. I see more people drinking the Kool-Aid and getting into this man more than anyone ever thought possible. We need to ask ourselves, what will the country be like in 4 years with another Jimmy Carter, with Barack Obama in the office? Could it even be worse? Inflation is certain to go higher. It is absolutely the way it's going to be. Tax rates are certain to go higher. Likely, most of his voters will be waiting on their handouts. Those of us just slightly more than the average American in earnings will be dreaming of the day when our taxes were less than 50%, much less the rates are currently at today, which are far lower than that. He is Jimmy Carter's candidate for a reason. They are the same. They both are out to spread your wealth with those that do nothing except put out their hand for a handout. Foreign policy, think of Barack and his arrogance, visiting terrorist nations across the world and inviting dubious leaders into our White House. Think of Yasser Arafat with Bill Clinton. You're going to see worse with this man. Let's get the truth out. People are ignoring what this guy is saying and what he will do. Thank you for listening. If you want to learn more, come to our website, NOBAMA.com.